Всем привет, ребята! Вы на канале Morra Play. Итак, продолжаем Disco Elysium. В прошлый раз мы остановились на том, что мы беседовали с представителем крупной компании, которая отвечает за логистику, так скажем. Логистическая какая-то там компания, в общем, против кого сейчас профсоюз выступает. Итак, помнишь, что там задание было что-то связано с наркотой? Так, начнем.
Looking for something? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my... You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Not in, not out. I'll never be...
So you're telling us that you...
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags. When some kip boys, since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
If they were getting drunk inside the whirling in rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry?
What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the kips who do all the stealing around here? That's not road to science, man. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sиилэнь, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as... He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after... Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot.
Yes, yes.
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sиилэнь's usually a little bit south of here. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right. 100%.
Так,
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sиилэнь himself has to say.
Guess so.
так, нам нужно найти этого странного чувачка, на которого этот кидает стрелки, что будто он занимается этими гиблыми делами. Так, ну-ка давайте этого поспрашиваем, что он скажет.
Now it's turning into a kind of a... Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Так, ты на эти другие пристрастия деньги берешь от наркоторговли. Мне надо заторчать, и я ищу дилера. Я буду с тобой откровенным, я пытаюсь выяснить, кто возит наркотики через терминал.
We have a credible lead, sir.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo.
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Так.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like,
Whoa. What a silent communion. Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself. Fucking A. Seems I got you all wrong. It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, so you don't really get it. Yeah, I guess I owe you an apology for thinking otherwise.
you found some common ground with this man. Even impressed him. The next time you look in the mirror, though, remember those words.
Так, ну думаю, пока все с ним. Так, давайте отправляемся дальше. Humanox. Так, вот здесь что-то еще есть. Ну, давайте так погоняем. Так, денежки-то хорошо.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam. In the
Ладно,
50s.
дальнобойщица, да ладно. Что-то я не обратил внимания. Капец. Я думал, я не знаю, как эта шаромышка здесь.
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber? Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro. Until you came along, that is. This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her.
Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this. I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Так,
Of course not. To truly understand the Boyadero, you need to listen to...
A boyadero, boya for short, is a cow herder from upstream Maghreb. The woman sways her.
diamonds.
Ничего себе.
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Bad Hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
What do I need drugs for, lawman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary. No. Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that.
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
If you don't know, you're man, lawman. What of it? Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad? No, lawman.
Damn this. Make her answer.
I would never make fun of a real lawman, Herife.
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the great...
I think we're done here, no? She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe...
So he doesn't think she's a...
You hear that, lawman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will. Lomonosov's Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling her teeth as she...
The Transcatolia Magistral. U41A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly. You go right ahead, lawman. Let me know when you find them. I can't wait. Is that all you woke me up to say? Yes, go. Enough jamboree.
Так. Ну, пока мы ни к чему не приблизились, нам нужно найти того самого чувака возле какой-то канавы. Так, денежки. Это круто. Так, ну с этими я базарить не хочу. Показалось. Я думал, голова чья-то. Так.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench.
We can sit on benches after we've...
Спасибо, лейтенант. Лейтенант очевидность. Так, я думаю, вот он тот самый типчик.
There are clothes inside.
Ага,
Don't be
вот он,
shy.
Сиилэнь.
These are premium class clothes. Good quality.
How about some premium class service? Save the economy? That sounds off. You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand, buy second hand. Keep the economy moving.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but practical, and yet it made.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Так, +1 самообладание, -1 трепет. Пока не хочу.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco. Very cool. The
Стопэ. О чем мы его не про наркоту больше ничего спрашивать? Ну или это другой?
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley. The name Sиилэнь is embroidered over his.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around then. Strictly business. Maybe me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about...
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty. And Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left. That's so cool, officer. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur by buying some pens and glasses? Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs rule. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs. That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
realizing he can't get out of it. Smart.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
Так, ладно, может и вожу грузовик немного, но просто... Но это просто работа. Это вовсе не самое важное для меня. А это моя мечта. Так, ты забыл мне сказать. Так тебе было стыдно мне сказать. Так, хватит юлить, что тебе известно о перевозке наркотиков в порту.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb
And what crowd is that?
crowd. You know.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was, there's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are. more than he is of the racist lorry man.
Так, интересно.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table.
Значит, есть уже
Zoom
шайка
in on
какая-то.
it.
Не удивлюсь, если это связано с профсоюзом опять. И опять же с этим Эвраром.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Так, кто эти другие водители, которые не говорят?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her.
He's not ruling her out.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the...
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who had.
Так, ну это хорошо.
Right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Отлично. Есть зацепка, что это она.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business.
Oh, okay.
After all this mess, the broken...
An investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here? Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Надо же. Я думал, сейчас вонять начнет.
Corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by.
Так, ну мы уже близки. Мы уже близки к чему-то. Но не к самой цели. Так, а здесь же мужик стоял. Куда он делся?
A rusting This panel usually closes the water. You pull, nothing happens. A spring brings... Wasn't there a...
Так, ладно, все. Не занимай мое время лишней болтовней. Так, погнали. Ну, в ломбард я не хочу заходить. Смысла я не вижу пока туда идти. Так, ну, вариант... пойдемте к этому сбегаем, толстячку. Потому что мы же его задание выполнили. Он нас должен отблагодарить, наверное, как-то. Так, отправляемся дальше. Ой-ой-ой, это что залагал-то? Так. Нам бы, блин, вот сюда как-то спуститься, а? Да что с тобой? Блин, мы не туда идем, оказывается. Так, ну тут ясно, что здесь работает какая-то хорошая такая банда. Даже, возможно, можно ее назвать мафией. Они связаны с наркотой, они связаны еще с какими-то делами, с коррупцией, с убийством. Интересно становится.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
Я не могу понять, почему ниже нельзя.
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers. I rarely do, Harry. I have people for that. Now, you were saying? I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you? Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united...
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy. The one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of kill.
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peace...
That sounds a bit...
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they all...
Again, that sounds like...
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error? Anyway.
Why? Believe me, he's not a killer. He's a nobody. Just a basement variety armchair fascist who...
What if one of those complex theories is...
What if it did? What if he took a whack in the dark? Started telling people the strike is funded by a protection racket that drove local shops out of business? What if he planned to write a hack piece to the local newspaper regarding these crazy theories he had developed? Just to stir up trouble. Wouldn't that be annoying? Journalism, Harry. I love it. You love it. And you know why? Because we've got nothing to hide. Now, please, let's get back
вот
to
у
the
него
good
рот не
stuff. The
закрывается.
police stuff, Harry. I just see myself as one of you guys. Think of me as a sergeant or something. Let's crack this, Harry.
Болтаешь ты очень складно, поешь красиво. Заболтать можешь 6 секунд.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in sediment. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Got a lot.
Interesting. Who's seconding?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
Итак, как интересно получается, да? То есть получается, здесь действуют 2 группировки. Одна вот эта группировка Эврара, то есть его вот, вот эти ребята. Вторая группировка, получается, от компании. Возможно, еще есть какая-то третья группировка, которая промышляет делами с наркотиками. В общем, очень все здесь запутано, все пока непонятно. Ну что ж, будем расследовать дальше.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike.
Так. Да, мы не совсем далеко продвинулись. По
I
делу
don't know
убийств
what happened,
примерно
Harry.
понятно
I
уже.
wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just
То есть
can't.
получается, мне нужно взять у тебя эту взятку, чтобы ты был больше мог мне больше располагать. Но при этом я как бы тогда буду уже чистым коррупционером. То есть у нас с тобой будет какая-то нечестная сделка, как с тем торговцем одежды.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs. And there's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Ну, чтоб он нас не обманул, конечно же. Но, знаете, если он правду говорит, хотя навряд ли, но кто его знает, все-таки профсоюз может быть и правду. Да, пускай у них есть свои левые дела, они занимаются нехорошими где-то делишками, но если они будут еще во благо делать, в принципе, его можно поддержать.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very...
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out...
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right?
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let... We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
Так, в общем, нам нужно будет заставить тех 2 ребят, то есть 2 людей, те, которые еще не расписывались, расписаться. Давайте примем.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning.
О, мне еще 2 дня получится ждать.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want.
He's hiding his real reaction beneath
Да, что-то он занервничал. Очень
Thank you
сильно
for your
занервничал.
understanding. We will continue.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Так, я встретил Джойс, она представляет
Oh,
компанию.
that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation.
Я это понимаю,
Everyone
да.
is just pals here.
Это заметно, потому что она тоже о тебе хорошо как бы отозвалась с
We're
одной
all
стороны.
trying to do what's best for
Двояко,
Martinez.
конечно, было.
Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy. It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine. Yes, yes. Low balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or if this is another one of his tricks. This man almost never angers visibly.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just...
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of it. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Да, очень странно. Так, ну в принципе...
Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry.
Все, пока у нас больше к нему дел. Да, нужно сейвиться. Сэнк, что мне напомнили своим автосейвом. Так, все. Лишним не будет. Так. Так, ну что, давайте сделаем вывод. Мы немного продвинулись, узнали про несколько группировок. С наркотой тоже немного было маленькое, но было продвижение. Получили еще одно задание. Нужно будет нам, наверное, в следующей серии встретиться с той самой дамой еще раз. И, наверное, прогуляемся еще раз в подвал. К тому времени, думаю, наверное, как раз уже будет среда. Мост починят. И мы перейдем на другую сторону. Так, давайте пока отправимся той... Ой, нет, это будет в следующей серии. Давайте лучше мы сейчас отправимся в гостиничный наш номер. Итак, мы добрались до нашего отеля, гостиничного комплекса. Знаете, что я вспомнил? А я кое-какую информацию-то вспомнил. Помните тот на юге, Насе, как его звали, Сиавель или еще что-то? Он упоминал о какой-то женщине, девушке, которая связана с наркотой, которая всем заправляет, я так понял. А вы помните ту странную даму в начале игры, которая закрылась у себя в номере? Вот и я об этом вспомнил. Так, в сушилке стоит посуда, она пахнет моющим средством и хвоей.
Hey, psst.
Опять он
Yes,
начинает
you.
прогоняться.
Word on the street is you're ready to start building. You keep saying things like, down with the board. Oh yes, everyone can see that. Very well. No object. Anyone? There's no one.
Все, да, свали с головы моей, коммунизм я не хочу.
You see a heavy steel door. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half
Все,
ruined.
понял, куда это ведет.
Whatever is behind it must be old. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. If you say so, Gart is...
Так. Ну, пока мы больше ни с кем взаимодействовать не можем. Так, это что за лысый чувачок здесь? Так, ну, бесполезный чувак, оказывается. Так, пойдемте, ладно, обратно. Так.
The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole.
Hey, what is...
That felt good. You slam your fist into the vinyl. It does not produce a hole.
Stop that!
Ты серьезно? Этот ушлепок нам закрыл дверь. Поменял, скорее всего, ключ или еще что-то типа того. Так, то есть, точнее, замок, а не ключ. Ну-ка, давайте пообщаемся с ним.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love... Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay. A little. But my job doesn't leave me time for one. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes? Yes, have you got it?
Блин, я ему прилично же должен.
A lot. For the drinks? Yes. Do I have a shake?
It's not a shaker. It's nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow? Am I smiling?
Because he's not a bartender.
Because I'm not a bartender.
What you want is a goddamn... Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal.
Well, you're not getting it, asshole!
This is a thoughtful exchange, but can we move on?
Прикольно было. Так, ладно. Итог еще того, что мы не можем войти в свой номер. Дело дрянь. Ладно, будем решать в следующей серии все эти проблемы. Все, всем пока.